Knights, Woodlanders, everyone. I have come before you today to ask for your help. I have come to appeal to your better natures, the best of what makes us who we are. I have come to ask you, who have already given so much of yourselves, to give of yourselves again. You are likely aware that my sibling's husband, Buddha Quake, Duke Sacramento, comes from an alternate reality, which we call the Leet Speak reality. What you do not know is that this reality is soon to be destroyed. This knowledge has only recently come to my attention as well. Prince Tempest is capable of creating a portal to this reality, and I am immune to their powers, so I am capable of making that portal survivable. We can't sustain it forever, but we have figured out ways to make it much bigger than it typically would be, and we have figured out ways to make it possible for us to sustain it for much longer without directly risking our lives. This requires the cooperation and support of many other litromancers, but 5 of the great houses are on board, including Lapin, Melis, Iluris, Chiroptera, and Sauropoda. Our plan is to train as many people as we can in the Leet Speak reality to walk through the biggest portal we can safely sustain as fast as they safely can. This training will require 8 weeks. Then Prince Tempest and I, aided by the cooperative support of the other litromantic houses, will maintain the portal and force field for as long as we can. From there, aided by the magic of the great houses and the use of Sauropoda's famous rave train, we will be moving our newly arrived refugees to the places they need to go. On the other side of the reality divide, we intend to take anyone who undertakes the training. We will take them first. There are about 1 million people, apparently, who are ready to believe the signs that exist in their own end and commit to this exodus. We have made the decision to try to convince as many others as we can to join them. We are making no considerations for anything else. No attention will be given to age, level of ability, race, creed, faith, or any of the many other things that divide us as people. Anyone who undertakes the training will be taken. After that, we have made the decision that we will accept extras. This will be a much more difficult and time-consuming process and will not be nearly as successful. Also, to prevent violence, we must make some sort of predetermined selection that is easy to judge at a glance. This is unfair and horrible, but it is, after all, the complete destruction of a world we are talking about, a world that is very like our own. So the least unfair and easiest determination we thought we could possibly make is that we will accept only children. Now, this is where the rest of you come in. To make this work, we will need your help. We will be relocating at least 1 million people. They will need places to go, and they will need help integrating into our universe. Fortunately, the languages they speak are pronounced verbally in the same way that ours are, but they write in Leet Speak, so they will need literacy training. Their presence will put a strain on our food security. Since we are already down 4% of our population since the last war, our harvests all run the grave risk of rotting on the vine. We will need everyone, and I do mean everyone, to put in some time in our agricultural sector to ensure that food is properly grown and harvested, and we will need people to work in the food processing industry to ensure that food has time to make it to our tables. If you think I'm exaggerating, I have already asked to be included in the work shifts and will be out in the fields with a sickle or a shovel or a set of clippers right alongside everyone else. We need communities to make room for our influx of refugees and to give them a touchstone in our reality. They will have lost everything. We need you to help make them welcome and assist them in rebuilding their lives. They will need gainful employment, and yes, we expect that most of them will be joining us in the fields as well, at least for the first year. They will need churches that welcome them, schools to send their children to, all the things that make life worth living. For those of you who were once Canadians, you will remember the Canadian Refugee Sponsorship Program, we're going to be building a model that is largely based on that. I will be asking everyone to aid in whatever way you can. They will also need places to live. We know that many houses stand empty, and we will be filling those houses. We are also likely to need places for people to billet, at least for a time. When this statement is concluded, information will be provided on where and how to register for billeting and community sponsorship. And last, in the best case scenario, there will be thousands of orphans. They will need care, and more importantly, families to love them. If you think there is any possibility that you could make room for one or more children in your family, we would be happy to accept your applications. This will not be an easy task before us. That much should be abundantly clear, and yet we have never been in a better position to do it. Our population, after the devastation of the World Wars, has room to absorb millions of people. We are accustomed to mass migrations and radical life changes. We are accustomed to working together for common benefit. There are benefits to us as well. Something my community used to say frequently was that many hands make light work. We have all noticed deficiencies in the functioning of our society in the wake of our losses. New arrivals will help to fill that gap. And it's worth noting that the Leet Speak reality has technomancers, and there is sure to be a significant number of literancers among the refugees. In the long run, they can help to protect the areas that remain unprotected. They can fill the holes in our technological potential and perhaps even improve on it, and they can help us fight the undead horde. There is mounting evidence that their knowledge may even aid us in better understanding the Iron Tome, allowing us to minimize its more destructive and chaotic effects. Above all, however, I am asking you to invest yourselves in this because it is the right thing to do. Every life is precious, and surely, if the past few years have taught us nothing else, they have taught us that. Every life we save is a victory against darkness. Every home that welcomes someone new is enriched by your willingness to serve the power of compassion. My role in this, and the role of my sibling, are actually the least important. We are nothing more than a doorway. We can open it, but we need each and every one of you to welcome our guests and share your hospitality with them in the tradition of great myths. Everyone who takes part in this effort will be a true hero. I know that many of you have reservations, simply because so much has already changed so radically for us in such a short period of time. I share your concerns and your fears, but I believe that, as one of my favorite authors so wisely said, great tests are also great gifts. We have taken many blows from the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. This is our chance to make our own choices, to act on our own agency, to look darkness in the face and tell it, not today. I believe we can do this. I believe we can put aside our differences to serve the greater good. I believe in you. Thank you.